Many a times in our everyday life, we behave erratically, or you feel your anxiety, panic because of your past traumatic experiences. Your brain responded in those situations previously with anger or panic or anxiety. But now, even when there is no immediate danger, you tend to react in the same fashion. We have all read about the Ivan Pavlov's experiment with the dog and the bell and the food. For those who don't remember, just let me give a short recap of it. That every time that Pavlov used to give his dog a food, he used to ring bell before that. So the dog, when he used to see that the food is coming, he used to salivate. The secretion of the saliva used to come. And as I mentioned, that before that, a bell used to ring and it would remind the food is coming. So after a few days, Pavlov noticed, just after ringing the bell, the dog is starting to salivate. That means the brain of the dog has learned that the bell means my food, and so his body is reacting beforehand in anticipation of the food. His body is secreting the saliva. Pavlov derived the concept of learning theory from this, that our brain learns things with experience. In our everyday life, we respond to a lot of situations on the basis of our learning in the past. Suppose you are going in the street and one day you heard the tire skidding in the road, there was an accident and it was a traumatic memory for you. So every time while going in the road, you hear a sound of tire skidding or something like that, your brain gets a trigger that I am going to have the same sort of accident or a traumatic memory. So every time your body reacts in anticipation of something wrong, something bad, and you get some palpitation, anxiety. So in this fashion, every time you get a message from your boss, your brain gets a trigger. Maybe there is a talk of some work. That's why I got a message. It may be something else as well. It may be a wish on any festival, but no. Your brain, according to its past experience, first thinks it's an alarm. So there is a neurobiological problem as well, like some areas in the brain which are responsible for fear, anxiety, your panic, like hippocampus, amygdala, and there are some circuits in the brain which are overactivated than a normal person. So even when there is no problem at all, your circuits of the brain gets activated and it gives you a fear or panic reactions. Until and unless we replace neurotransmitter in those areas of the brain, the problem will persist. So your treatment with medication if required, and at the same time your own practice and therapy and suggestions and guidance from somebody will help you to come out of this situation, and it's obviously possible. So your therapy or a treatment is an opportunity for you to unlearn this conditioning. So gradually after treatment, when your brain gets the message that yes, even in those situations I am reacting properly, this is the way I should react, and the way it learned in the past, so this time also gradually it will learn that this is the normal behavior that I need to carry on. So this is the gist of a very simplified way of talking about anxiety and panic and some triggering responses that we do in our everyday life. Getting to know about it will help you to regulate your reactions to some extent. Sometimes if it is not possible to do it yourself, do take help from somebody, and remember that it's always okay to take help from somebody. I wish you all good health and stay well physically and mentally. Thank you for listening.